We're just a few weeks away from the Speak Up 5K, the annual running event that brings a focus to teen mental health in honor of Cameron Gallagher, the 16-year-old who died after running a half marathon. But an event this week in Southwest Virginia involving professional drivers is helping the CKG Foundation spread their message even further. Here to discuss karting for CKG are Clair Norman and PJ Gallagher, Cameron's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Although not together, you're the sister of Grace Gallagher and you're the brother of David Gallagher.
I am.
Welcome to you both. Claire,
Thank you.
Tell us, 10 years ago is when the world lost Cameron and the family was devastated. When you think of where the foundation is today and her intent to make it easy to talk about mental health, she battled depression. When you think of where you are today, what does that growth mean for the foundation?
Well, it's for the foundation, but it's really for all the teens and their influencers, and that's what Cameron really dreamt of, is a world without stigma, where people would and could talk about mental health, and I believe her dream is coming true. We've made a lot of strides. We saw just in the Olympics so many athletes speaking out about their own struggles. It's becoming part of mainstream conversation now, and that is the realization of the first part of the dream.
Well, and it's funny because the world is saying, in a sense, it's okay to talk about this.
Yes.
Even these high-achieving athletes at the summit of their careers, speaking frankly about it. And Patrick, or PJ, as they call you, when you think of a karting event, I mean, we're used to sort of running. Cameron was a runner. The family is all runners. How does the foundation pivot to something like a go-kart with professional drivers? I mean, they obviously all have to be all in on this.
Right, yeah, the focus is spreading the message as wide as we can, and you know, with the Speak Up 5K, we're hitting our core audience. Yeah. Racing is somewhere that is maybe not often thinking about mental health, and you're seeing in NASCAR some of these high-profile racers are finally coming out and saying, I had to get my mind right, I had to take some time off, I had to figure things out, and in doing this, we're dealing with the drivers who are going to be there with us on Thursday, who have openly talked about their mental health struggles. So not only are we reaching a different audience, we're getting people who can help spread that mission from a position of authority.
And it does seem to be a sort of sea change, if you will. I mean, when you talk about NASCAR drivers, and just like you do with these accomplished athletes, you think of sort of tough people, and tough people who are nonetheless speaking frankly about mental issues.
Yeah, you come from a world where their hero is called the Intimidator. Imagine Dale Earnhardt, 25 years ago, talking about feeling anxiety or depression. It's a whole different world, and I think messages like what Cameron started are the precipice of it.
Well, and you're going to a whole different part of the state, and you've been doing this now for several years.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the sponsors. Obviously, this doesn't happen without sponsors.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of a pivot was it when you said, hey, I know you're familiar with the Speak Up 5K. Here's something different at the Virginia International Raceway.
Oh gosh, well, first of all, the Southwest Virginia is just a gem in our state, and one of our board members, Sandy Wiggins, likes fast cars, and he knows the audience quite well there at VIR.
Been on the show a number of times.
He has. And so he had a dream himself of opening up our work and mission to this very seemingly niche audience, but we're learning so much that aren't they just like all of us? And the thing about driving at this level is you have to focus and be in the flow and in the zone, and nothing can interrupt. It is truly life or death. And that is really what translates to the experience of many of our teens, is to be able to sit very much in the moment of now without the extra anxieties, things we can help them work through and learn some coping skills around. So it's very blended, the whole output of this.
And we are just about out of time. Who are the people that are making this happen?
Oh my gosh, we've got Jack Woodfin Oil, and a couple of his subsidiaries for sure. We have Kristen Cavallo, a dear friend of ours as well. She's through this helping us make our scholarship possible. We have Richmond Audi, Larry Page, a consistent sponsor and supporter of our work. Many others.
Right.
Reliable Payments. PJ is founder, owner, and president. So we have many businesses around Richmond that are leaning in, and we couldn't be more grateful.
Great effort this Thursday at VIR, Karting for CKG. Clair Norman, PJ Gallagher, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.